All right. Good morning. We have a special Saturday morning edition. This is something that I've been working with in the background for a little while now. And we have our first brave soul up here today, which basically what's happening today is these are live sessions with Maximus, which is you get an idea kind of what a consultation session would be like. Give or take a couple of intimate details may be left out depending on what the person that's on here feels like disclosing. But just show some love for the brave souls, because a lot of y'all wouldn't have been bold enough to be the one to come up here. Because anybody that knows me knows that I'm not really very filtered. So I'm nice, but I ain't that nice. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, we have Nita over here. We're gonna go through some of these dating things that's going on in her from her experience and perspective, and I'm gonna give her some options and some ways to look at it that I feel would be beneficial for her to have success in the future. So, Nita, you could tell them about yourself just to get started.
All
If you
right.
see me looking away, it's just me operating the multiple screens, but I'm listening.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you for having me today, Max. My name is Carnita, also known as Nita B. Nita. um, Currently, I live in Texas, in the Dallas area. I'm from all over. I'm an Air Force brat. I was born on an Air Force base in Kansas. I grew up primarily in Nashville, so I'm kind of a country girl with a little bit of city to her. Um, but yeah, I've been here for almost 3 years. Um, um, I have been in long-term relationships. I was in a marriage. Um, been divorced about 10 years. Haven't really dated anybody significant or long-term since then.
Shh, don't say it's significant because they might look at this and be like, "Wait, I wasn't significant." Oh.
Look, they already know. So if they ain't around, they should know, right?
All right, so go ahead.
But yeah, that's kind of my thing. Dating is not what it used to be, back when I was younger and in the dating scene prior to marriage. So it
Hmm.
seems a little different to me. I tire of it very quickly.
Right.
My friends always suggest, oh yeah, get on this dating app, get on this dating app. So I'll try it. It might last 48 hours, usually doesn't.
Mm.
I come off of it very fast. I just mm-mm, it's not the move for me. But
So where are you finding most of the people that you're dating at?
um, well, actually, the ones that I have had any kind of, I guess, sort of dating experience, typically I would find just social media, not really dating apps. Like dating apps really hasn't been my thing. Like we might meet on like some kind of social app, because we have a common interest or a common.
Would you say it's within a Facebook group or more in just a generic Facebook, creep in the DMs and take it from there kind of setting?
I actually haven't dated anybody from Facebook. uh, so I mean, but people in groups will, send me messages. People, just random people on Facebook. Sometimes people I'm not even connected to in any way, which I wonder
Hmm.
how do you find me? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, people send messages, but I don't know. It tends to be like for me, it just seems like it's more for entertainment value. Like people do this because they're bored and they want to be entertained versus they're really trying to have a connection with somebody.
Right. Okay, so you would say typically, and just wherever on Facebook, you don't really have a particular target area that you've been involved in. How many times have you actually went outside? Remember the streets,
Oh, you mean
lounge?
outside, outside?
Yeah, outside. The
Ain't
good old
nobody
fashioned.
trying to go out
You
there.
see that sunlight?
Yeah, from the window. No, just kidding.
Yeah, but see, I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Hmm.
For the first thing is the reason why a lot of relationships don't work is because what's going on these days is what we call microwave relationships,
Hmm.
where it'll be hot on the outside, on the inside is cold. because they didn't go in and really cook it. Some things, like relationships, are like pizza. Yes, you can throw it in the microwave, but it's way better if you put it in the oven, because then you get that nice oven cook. It's cooked all the way through. It's perfectly, whatever it is, however you like your pizza, you can have it. It's perfectly cooked, and you eat it and you enjoy it. It's nice. It's not like some rubbery thing that now you're. So
Right.
my thing is that the first thing you have to do is you have to realize it all starts from where it all starts from the pond that you're fishing in, because you have to make yourself available. You have to get out into the street and let people actually see you. If I'm not mistaken, you're tall, right? How tall are you?
5'10".
Exactly. A tall black woman walking around. Now, granted, from what I hear in Texas, there's a lot of y'all walking around out there.
We got a big
So
group.
you have the most authentic Texan accent I've heard in a minute too. Like,
I'm
Jesus,
not
there's
from
no
Texas.
question.
I'm
No,
not
but
from
you
Texas.
sound like you're. If I heard you,
Get out.
I would have been the stars at night. Or, you know that song.
I don't even know that song. I've only been
You
here
know
3
that song. That's
years.
why you laughing. You know what it is.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Sure. But what you call it? So the thing is that at the end of the day, you have to realize your first thing before we even talk about dating pool, what kind of guys, da 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 da. The first thing is you have a limited pool of people to work with, because I assume you want somebody taller than you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So strike one. We're already on strike one. We've been on this for 7 minutes.
Wait, these are not my strikes. It's not.
Oh
I
no, that
mean,
is
it's
strike
not
to
my
you.
fault. It's not my fault. I'm
You
5'10".
No, I'm not talking. No, it is your
Okay.
fault. You know why it's your fault?
Why?
Because you've been 5'10" for a long time.
Hmm.
So
Since I was
know
24.
you need to take your ass into the street and let these people see you. Because sitting on Facebook like a freaking geek, no shade for anybody sitting on
Hey,
Facebook right now.
I'm a
But
geek.
well, listen, I am too. But what I'm saying is that sitting on Facebook, like, that's the only way you. Like, honestly, there are people who literally. I will tell you this.
Hmm.
There are people, I've been to mad Facebook events in
Mhm.
different types of communities, and let me tell you, a lot of these people be having big mouth, big talk when they in these groups, and they the biggest one, always posting it. You get to these events, you don't even know they there. They sitting there in a corner somewhere, socially awkward as hell.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, and you don't want to be. And the thing is, society has created an environment where people don't really understand how to communicate with each other.
yeah.
And that in itself is the first problem. See,
Hmm.
everything stems from the communication aspect. Because when you think about it, number one, there's strike one. If you don't get in the game, you can't win. If you're not outside, you can take your social media anywhere you go. You got a phone. You
Right.
can
And
take your social.
I'm not one of those kind of people that are hooked on Facebook or hooked on social media. That's not me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say people have messaged me, it's not because I'm like on there. It's like I don't even pay
No, you just
attention to
happen to
Facebook
be
like that.
going by,
Yeah.
and you come in contact, and it might turn into a date or something, which goes nowhere, obviously. So, or they're just one of those WYD guys, which all they do is ask you what you're doing
What
all
you
the time.
doing? Right.
Or, they just want to come through and don't realize that you got a grown ass woman in front of you. Might want to offer her some food. Just saying.
Okay, so that's another topic, but we'll get to that later.
We'll get there. Because I'm seeing strike two's about to come around the corner, but
Nope.
we gonna go stick with strike one. But strike one, you have to be outside in social environments around people that are considered your peers,
Hmm.
and be social. I went out by myself many times. You go somewhere, have a drink, put on a nice little dress, and just treat yourself to dinner. You don't need no man to take you to eat a nice dinner and have a good drink. Don't
Right,
get
right.
smacked. Just have a little drink, a little bit of food. The food is great down there, from what I hear.
Hmm.
So, Um, have a little food, have a little drink, sit there, be a little social. Don't sit at a table, sit at the bar, because the bar is an open social environment. If you sit at a table, you look like you're just kind of isolated and don't want to be bothered. Those are nonverbal cues that you give off.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is a lot of times black men will see a woman, they'll consider them to be attractive and be like, oh, I don't know, she probably ain't even want to bother to talk to me.
Yeah.
She don't even look like she want to be bothered. A lot of men are very insecure.
I've
And the
discovered.
reason why is because they spend their entire lives hearing more no's than yeses.
Mm.
Because men are the ones that have to get out there and be aggressive 9 times out of 10. Yeah, some
Right.
women do take the aggressor role, but that's not as common. Commonly,
Mm.
from what men experience, is a bunch of women saying, hey, I don't know, I'll give you my IG. Because I'll tell you like this, I will tell you a man that you would definitely know is a winner. If you try to offer him your IG and he look at you and be like, you know what? No, I'm good. The reason why I say that
Yeah.
is because
It's not a true
as
connection.
adults, because it ain't that serious to give you a phone number. You give your phone number, you don't like the person, just fucking block them. If they harassing you that much, it ain't that hard to change a phone number. I mean, it's a pain in the ass if you got a lot of stuff tied to it. But my whole point is, you can vet them before, or you could say like if you're talking online. But you know what's funny?
Mm.
When you're outside in the dating world, it's actually kind of like the lightning round because you kind of feel their vibes and just try to figure them out
Right
before you
away.
decide if you're going to give them the number and proceed with another date or not.
Right. Right.
So I would say, like I said, first thing, go once a week on a nice Friday or something. And go out there. I know, oh, I gotta go out with the people. But
Peopling.
guess,
Ugh.
but you know what?
Yeah.
You would like the touch of a man, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but
Would you like a
it's more
man's
than that
company?
though.
But go ahead, and we're gonna get to more. So now you tell me what else is there to it, because this is your story.
Right. Well, I am. Hmm, we they use the word sapiosexual, whatever.
I know
It's
exactly what sapiosexual means, but a lot of
it's
people
very
might not
mental.
know.
Yeah.
Look,
Where
hold on 1 second. Let me just break down what that means.
okay.
For those that don't understand what sapiosexual means, that means before a person even allows you into their personal space, being any kind of touching or maybe just general close interaction, they have to get a certain level of comfort with you. The average person, they talk to you a little bit. It's kind of okay to touch whatever. A sapiosexual person, you got to approach them with a lot more caution because they tend to be a little bit more guarded. But the thing is, with them, everything's about vibes. And once you got them hooked in with your vibes, the floodgates open for you. But you
Yeah.
just got to get them comfortable first and know how to walk them through it. That's how a sapiosexual works. Continue, Nita.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about energy and vibe and like I pick up strongly a lot of times a lot of guys are like for lack of a better word needy and they feel desperate. Like they just want like oh my god I need a woman I want to touch her I want to it's like and it's like it feels like oh turn that down it's too much they feel very needy to me and I don't like that neediness that's a turn off
You
for me.
like your space,
Yes.
you would say.
Yeah, I
Now,
do.
in this space, if you're in a legit relationship, we'll get to that. With the dating, when
Hmm.
you're dating somebody, how
Hmm.
long would you say it typically takes you before, being that you're sapiosexual, so your timing's a little bit different?
Hmm.
What would you say is the longest it would take to typically get like a kiss or some kind of like affectionate confirmation from you that you are legit interested?
I don't think there's a time frame. I just think it's a feel for me. Like I don't know. Like at first, it's like I gotta read the person. It's like you're reading the room when you're an entertainer or whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I have to read the person and their vibe and see how they move in life. And For me, physical attraction is enough for me to feel physically attracted, if that makes sense. It's got to be a little bit more than that. Like I can think somebody looks good. That
No,
don't
well,
mean I
that's
want to
the.
be with them.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of
Hold
times
on one
guys,
second. Let me see
okay,
something. Okay, it's moving. Sorry, it's just I thought I saw it freezing on the other computer, but it's moving over here.
okay,
I see what happened. It froze for a second, and then it's internet. What can you do?
nothing.
You know what's the worst
Yeah,
thing is you pay for these upgraded speeds and all this other shit, and it still does the bullshit.
yeah. Because I upgraded mine too, and I'm like, is it any different? About the same time every day, we slow down because everybody else is on. Yeah, it's not different. It just costs more.
Oh, we have a textbook definition. I appreciate that they put that. I was trying to kind of keep it in layman's terms, but I will put that up. They said
It's true.
sapiosexual is someone who connects with or is attracted to someone on a cerebral or intellectual level. The more intelligent a person is, the more likely they are to get physical with them. Absolutely 100% what that definition is. I have nothing to say against that because
Hmm.
I'm a lot like that too. What a lot of people don't realize about me, which is why I can never ever be in a relationship with somebody who I could not talk to because
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
that just
You hit
would
the
not
nail on
work.
the head right there.
Because if I can't talk to you, it's
Hmm.
like, why are you even there? Thank you, Sabrina. I didn't even know that was you saying
Hmm.
that. But
That's right. And
you know,
that's kind of my, I wouldn't say problem. That's kind of been my
that's not a
experience is
problem.
uh-uh. I
Mm-mm.
think a lot of guys that tried to talk to me, they don't know how to hold a conversation, you know. So
Well, that's good because that
I
helps to
lose interest.
filter out. That filters out a lot of the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you don't want some dumb guy just walking up to you like, hey, and all they could ever do is talk about wanting to get their hump on or something the other case may be. There's nothing wrong with having some jokes and saying a little something he, but you should also be able to delve into the intellectual side of a person
Right.
and be able to have a conversation that is a back and forth. It's not just
Right.
me talking to you, telling you stuff. It's you also
Exactly.
coming back at me saying this, that, whatever the case may be. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that in itself is very, very important,
Hmm.
especially for a person who is sapiosexual. I didn't know you were, but I'm glad that you are because a lot more women are like this than men realize.
Hmm.
And that's why a lot of these men fail to get with these women. It's not just, oh, I don't look good enough, I'm not throwing enough money around, whatever. No. It was simply you didn't stimulate her.
Right.
And women need stimulation. I've said for the longest, women are way more picky than men are. They definitely are. That's why it's harder for you.
Yeah.
But nature kind of made it that way too, because there's also more of y'all than us. So it's easier for a man to say, I'll go for this, see what happens, whatever, next. Go for this, see what happens. For a woman, she doesn't have as much to choose from. So when she's making her choices, she has to pick and choose carefully. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's why that in itself is very, very, very important. Okay, so when it comes to your dating experiences,
Hmm.
what would you say are the reasons why your dates haven't gotten anywhere?
Well, depending on the age of the guy, a lot of times, like I said, they come across as being very needy. Like a lot of them are in a place in their life where maybe they've been doing. all kinds of shit all their life, and they're like, whoa, I'm getting older, I need to slow down, I need to find somebody. They don't want to be alone, they don't want to die alone. And it's like they come across as so desperate to be with somebody instead of like getting to know the person to see, is this even worth, you know okay, is the time you're getting ready to take, being in that mode, is that person the type of person you want to be with? you know
Do you,
I'm not pressured to be with somebody just to be with somebody, so
do you find that you have a fear of letting people within your personal boundaries typically?
not a fear. I think it's, I reserve my peace and my personal space because it's important to me, it's valuable to me.
Well, it should be,
So right, so I'm not going to let just anybody into that space. It's
as you
like
should.
I need to get to know what kind of person you are character wise
Right.
to see if I want you in that space. So it's not,
Yeah,
there's no
and that's one hundred
fear, it's
percent.
just that I'm particular.
And you should be particular.
Hmm.
There's nothing wrong with being particular at all. Nothing wrong with that at all. Because one of the problems is enough people aren't particular.
Hmm.
They just go all willy nilly. Yeah, I don't know. I'll do whatever I do, and that's it.
Hmm.
That's not cool. That never works. And I will tell you this: if you're going to go out with somebody, especially fellas, and I mean, I keep finding myself to address y'all because she hasn't gotten into her wrongs yet, which are coming. Trust me, because we've spoken
Look,
already.
look,
No, no,
don't
everybody,
start.
oh no, we gonna start. Everybody has flaws,
Of course, of course.
but the thing is, certain things are obvious.
Hmm.
Fellas, you can't ever approach a woman and act like you're super duper needy. It can be a little off putting
Yeah.
because, especially if you're actually an attractive male, because the first thing she's going to be thinking is, but he look good and he has the advantage. Why is he looking so hungry?
What's
Like,
with the thirst?
like
What's going
what's
on?
there's a fine line between interest and thirst. See, a lot of people throw that thirsting around now because if
Yeah.
it's the guy that she's attracted to and wants to be with, oh, he's just being attentive. But if it's the guy she don't like, then he being thirsty. So we gotta
But
watch
see,
how we use the thirst word.
I don't use that word in that context because I think a lot of people generalize that being this person's thirsty, but it's not. Like you said, they might be interested, and then the person who's saying it isn't. My thing is like it's the neediness. Like if you're in that desperation, I need to be with somebody. I don't want to be alone. To me, that's it's an insecurity. It's what we call it being thirsty, but it's actually that insecurity of
So
being by
you
yourself.
so you would want a man that typically at least has that security, that strength, that sureness of himself, shows you interest, but
Right.
doesn't OD with it. So you kind of have to walk a little bit of a line.
Yeah,
Now,
I mean,
here's
there's nothing wrong with showing interest, but it's like when
I said that.
your interest is it genuinely in me if you don't know me. Your interest is filling a void. That's two different things.
Well, that's what all of y'all are in it for. We all are in that for that. When we are looking for a partner, or we at least have a desire to have a partner,
Hmm.
we're looking to fill a void. We don't know what that partner is going to be like. We know the things that we need in a partner so that they can fit into this space with us. But we don't
Hmm.
know what exactly that person's going to be until. So when you first meet somebody, it's just a blank sheet of paper. It's a blank slate.
Right.
And you're taking that blank sheet of paper and you're going to see what they write on it. And based on what they're writing on it, will determine if they can fit into your space or not. And you're the same thing to them,
Yeah.
where you're a blank sheet of paper to them and they're trying to see if you can fit in their space. Of course, with men, a lot of times they're more concerned with fitting in something else first. But that's just how men are.
Right.
Let me see. I want to see this comment here. We'll see what you think about this. Sharon Bishop said, I think women find themselves labeling men as thirsty because the women, a lot of them, is neither clear nor firm with the man that she isn't interested. That's true too. A lot of times y'all drag it. A lot of times y'all drag it. You could just tell this man, look, I'm not interested now. For those of you, because I know it does happen where y'all do tell them and they still be on some, you understand what I'm saying? They still be on some shit where, oh, they're still hitting you up. Fucking block them and move on.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
it's like the whole thing. It's kind of like the whole thing with ghosting. Like, if you're not interested in somebody, should you ghost them? Should you not ghost them?
No, you don't
Like,
ghost. You tell them I'm not interested.
I've had that go. I've had that go two different ways. I mean, people's done it to me, and I've done it to. I guess I've done it to other people. But I've actually told a guy that I wasn't interested and why, and it still became a whole like discussion because he's like, I feel like you're not giving me a chance. I feel like you're not giving this a chance. I'm like, okay, first of all, there's no this. We were just kind of getting to know each other. And based on what I found out about him, we didn't fit. You know,
what did you find out?
I mean, just how he, like I said, I have to figure out how a person moves in life. You know, what you're about, how what your character is like, or
what would you say your parameters in having a partner that would fit into your space?
What you mean parameters?
Meaning, what are the yeses, and what would you consider to be deal breakers? You're freezing, by the way. I think your internet's acting up now.
Oh, you're freezing, not me.
No, you froze for a second, and then I froze.
Okay.
But what are the parameters as far as what it is that you would like in a partner typically?
I think for me, I can't be around somebody who takes themselves too seriously. Like, because I'm kind of a cut up sometimes, you know. I like to laugh and joke, you know, and if you take yourself really, really seriously, like you just seem very not flexible to me. Like, you know, I like the flexibility and being able to express myself. I'm
right.
I'm a wordy, so you know, I like to be able to express myself. I need to be able to talk to you and feel comfortable talking to you know. But I also want that reciprocated. I want him to feel comfortable talking to me about anything, you know. If we can have a conversation and look up and 4 hours have passed, that's a good thing. Like, because I don't talk like that to a lot of people, you know. So if we can, and we feel like we've actually had a conversation, not we sat there and interviewed each other for 4 hours, but you know, it should be pretty fluid, you know.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. Right. When you're talking to somebody, if you feel like you're reading down a list.
Right.
I know they're seeing this delayed, so when they're telling us it's freezing, it's something I've already fixed, but because it's delayed, it's on that end. They're seeing it now and saying it's freezing. Yeah, I know it's freezing. It's nothing I can really do about it because the internet's dialed up and fast and everything, and it still does the bullshit. Like, I don't know. It could be StreamYard too. Yeah. I'm getting a couple of notifications from different devices, and they're telling me about the bandwidth and stuff like that. So it could be a issue with the actual cable company. It might not even be me, because normally when we do these, we really don't freeze. It might happen once or twice, but I'm noticing it's happening a couple of times here. But anyway, moving on. All right, so when you meet these men, first of all, what kind of man would you say, like I say, because you didn't really answer my question so far. I need to know what kind of man specifically it is that you desire to have.
Someone who is young at heart, but not immature, for one. 'Cause I'm kind of like a big kid at heart. Um, Someone who is like a constant learner. Like I always want to learn about life, be that myself, people, the world, history, whatever. But like someone who's like they want to learn, they want to learn and grow. Um, like growth is not seen as a bad thing to them.
Hmm.
Adventurous, um, sense of humor, you know,
Down to earth,
influ-
affectionate.
yeah, yeah, of course,
You see how I can write down this list, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it's
All
common and like
because
if
this is all the basic stuff. Now
yeah.
that you finished giving me the basic stuff, tell me
Hmm.
what really works for you. Aside from the obvious basic stuff that we all know makes sense to have if you're going to have a partner. Have you thought of the things that pertain to you specifically?
Hmm.
Like,
These are the things that pertain to me specifically.
there are things that get deeper and more specific. That I'm going to give you an example of one. Being a
Okay.
person in a relationship that's serious, I can speak from this plus my experience.
Hmm.
Being able to enjoy each other's private time, meaning when nobody else is around,
Hmm.
it's just you and your two phones. Being able to sit around each other, no TV,
Hmm.
enjoy each other's time.
Hmm.
And much like it is on the phone, because anybody could do this on the phone, because when I'm on the phone, I'm the ultimate multitasker. So when I'm on the phone, I could be playing a game on the tablet, sending some text messages, looking at
Right.
some whatever, and having a legit conversation that I'm missing a beat on.
Right. Yeah.
But face to face, when there's no interruptions,
Hmm.
being able to have that conversation, like with my lady, there's plenty of
Hmm.
times I'll be sitting there, because the thing is with me, I do a lot. I guess anybody that pays attention to my Facebook 5 minutes can see I'm kind of got my hands in a lot of pots. But my thing
Right.
is I do a lot. I'm always busy.
Right.
Um, so sometimes I'll just turn the game on. She'll be in the bed or something. We're just hanging out, and I might just sit up and say, I just need to meditate for a minute. My meditation is playing my PlayStation.
Okay.
That's how I organize my thoughts. It helps
Right.
me to
Right.
calm down. And the thing is,
Hmm.
for me, my love language is being able to respect the things I need to make me woosah. Because I don't always need you to actively do anything. Sometimes your inaction is the action that I need. Like when it comes to her, she gets it. When I'm sitting up there
Right.
going to game, she's not trying to, of course, as a woman, you'll be cute. You might try to come up, you'll give him a little kiss, you a little flirty, because you're in a relationship. You're supposed to do that. But the thing
Right.
is,
Right.
when when she sees a really, like, it's been a tough day for me or whatever, and
Hmm.
I'm sitting there and she totally sits back, she does her own thing, she don't bother me, and
Hmm.
she respects and understands that time. That's something
Right.
that goes specifically to my love language.
Right.
I want you to identify what is in your love language, because the first thing you have
Okay.
to understand is a lot of times why relationships don't work. It's not the thing, oh, he cheated. I mean, obviously, cheating, we spoke on that before. Cheating is something that once that trust is broken, it's very hard to come back from that. Some people can, some can't. But my
Right.
point is, at the end of the day, that's something that you can maybe recover from, maybe not. But that is not the number one thing that breaks people. It's the little
Right.
shit. It's all those
Right.
little things that you don't really think about, those intangibles.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's what I
Exactly.
need you to learn to identify. Because if you don't understand what that is in yourself, nobody's ever going to be fully compatible with you to the point where you could sit back. You'll always be feeling like you're kind of settling or just letting it slide, instead of, because we all settle. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
We all got
Yeah. There's
shit.
some
This
things
one might
that
have
yeah.
everything, but this one thing. That one might have everything, but that one thing. And it could be something stupid. But at the end of the day, like me, I'll give you an example. I'm a huge gore and horror person. She hates that shit. So
Yeah, I
I
don't like
watch
that
that on
either.
my own time. You understand what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
But my
right,
whole
right.
thing is, it can be something really stupid that if you don't identify what it is and you don't come to that agreement to be able to deal and accept with that,
Hmm.
you're never gonna you're never gonna sync with anybody, because anytime you get with somebody, it's a melding. You're sharing your energy, like you said, your time, your space. That's why you're choosy who you let in there, because you're probably the
Hmm.
kind of person, once you do get like this with them, you're very intense.
Hmm.
So if you're gonna show that side to somebody, that person needs to be somebody of a certain level of importance to you, somebody that developed a certain level of connection to you.
Right.
Being good looking and nice body and all that stuff just gets you in the door. That gets me to look in your store and say, okay, so what's in here?
Hmm.
But then it's about what's in here and what's up here. But
Right.
even with that, they can have the right things for somebody, but it might not be right for you.
Hmm.
But you have to identify your love. That's when I fully became mature, which only happened maybe when I was about 35, 36 years old. When I really sat back and said, wow, I had a eureka moment. This is my love language. This is
Hmm.
really what I like. These other things I don't like that.
Mm. Yeah.
Those are things you have to realize for yourself. You have to
Hmm.
fully identify it. If I were you, and I mean, everybody finds these things silly, but I always tell people this when I'm sitting down with them. You need a pen and paper, you need to write a list,
Hmm.
because we do better when we see things out displayed in front of us
Hmm.
and really think about. Because the thing is, I could give you 1,000 suggestions of places to meet people. You're not a bad looking person and you're tall and all that other stuff. You'll get attention, but will it be any of the attention you want? Mm,
Exactly.
we'll see. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So my point is, the key thing to having a successful relationship is fully identifying yourself. A lot of us don't know ourselves, but want to go and get with others and think
Hmm.
we're going to figure it out along the way. And that's not how it works.
Right.
You have to identify yourself first. 'Cause a lot of us, including me, like I said, I didn't figure it out until I was 35, 36. And I've been doing this shit for a long time, because it's not an overnight thing. Nobody's expecting you to wake up tomorrow and you fully get it. You
Right.
understand what I'm
No.
saying? The
It's a
problem
it's a
is,
process, you know.
and especially because you've already been married before, so you have
Hmm.
that jadedness, which no matter how open-minded you try to be, there's always that little id in your subconscious that is
Hmm.
going to kind of throw a little bit of a spring. Because once you go to the promised land, you ain't supposed to come back. Now, granted, there are reasons why people come back, but
Hmm.
also people get married for the wrong reasons.
And to the wrong type of person for the wrong
Well, that's
reason.
because you don't know yourself to know what really works for you. How can
Exactly.
you pick the proper person that you want to spend the rest of your life with?
Right. Yeah.
So that's where it starts.
Hmm.
So you have to really, when you say this dating pool sucks, and ladies, for all of y'all who run around talking about how much the dating pool sucks, I agree. It does suck. I am not disagreeing with y'all. But what I will say, a lot of y'all suck too, because y'all don't know yourselves and think you're
Hmm.
going to get with some man, and because you got big titties and a fat ass, that's going to move somebody in these streets. You know how much big titty and fat ass a man sees in a
A lot.
day?
A lot.
If
Hey,
if I was going to go
social
based on
media
that,
serves that up on a platter,
no, no,
doesn't
forget
it?
social media. I told you, social media
And
is not even
if
relevant in this.
oh, real
A
life
lot of
too.
us,
Shoot.
a lot of us men, like myself, do jobs where we are in the streets.
Hmm.
We see all of this all the time. I walk down the street, I got girls googly eyeing me all the time, whatever. I look at them and I keep walking. Why? Because I have somebody that matters to me. And I'm not going to betray their trust because somebody's looking good when I know what I have and I know that that's quality right there. If the person wasn't quality, I wouldn't be in a relationship with them.
Right.
Those are the things that you have to realize. But that's because I identify what's quality to me. Because I might look at them as quality, but the next person might look at them and be like, she all right. Because it's not meant for everybody. As long as you're good, you're good.
Right.
And the
I
thing
think
is, you have to identify what's good for you.
right. Because with quality, that's subjective. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
some people quality is, a person's makeup, who they are inside it determines the quality of that connection. With some
Right.
people, it's superficial. Like all I got to do is look good, and that's because their quality is stemming off the superficial appearance of things. So it's subjective.
Listen, I'll tell you a funny story.
Hmm.
I sit up there, I'm a driver. I drive all over the place all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you get it. You're in Texas. Everything you got to drive to out there is like 1,000 miles away. But
Exactly.
anyway, so I'm sitting at a gas station. I'm pumping my gas, minding my business. You know how you just feel like there's eyes on you?
Mm-hmm.
So I look up. There's this woman there. You could tell she's got her body done up because you could see the way it's done as it was done. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
She got it
And
sculpted that way.
yeah, and I mean that's
Yeah.
fine. I don't have nothing against it. But my point is, and she's just staring at me, trying her best to get me to look at her. So I looked because at the end of the day, I have no issue in looking.
Right.
I looked, and then I went back to my gassing. I'm not gonna stare
Mm-hmm.
at you. I saw you.
Right.
Okay. I didn't wave at you, but I mean I see you.
Yeah. It's like, see ya. Okay.
But the thing is, the reason why I bring that up is to say, for all of her efforts that she has done to make her outside look good, you can just tell off of the fact that she was going that hard. I'm an okay looking guy, but there ain't no reason to stare at me like that as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You give your little look, your little smile. You got to make your engagements cute as a lady. Because, like I put a post up in a group, difference between a woman and a girl. Well, there's actually three: a woman, a girl, and a lady. A girl is still trying to figure herself out. A woman is a fully grown girl, but she might not have figured everything out quite yet, but she has grown and matured to a certain level. And then a lady is when you fully come into your own. It's kind of like how there's a boy, a man, and a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And the
Yeah.
same thing applies, just flip it and apply it for men. There's different levels. And
Right.
the thing is, in these levels, she's at the level of probably woman because she looks about, I don't know, she probably is in her 40s or something. I don't know. I didn't really look that hard to tell, but I could see you see a little bit of age, but still tightened it up, whatever. But the long and short of the story is that when you're looking like that to a man like me that's in gentleman mode, I'm looking at you like, what do you have that you're so desperate to sell me? Because you have a
Right.
product that would be considered a hot commodity. You have a nice shape, not bad looking.
Yeah.
Why do you look like you're so hard up to offer me your product? What is wrong with it that nobody wants it, so you're damn near trying to throw it in my direction? There's nothing wrong with establishing an interest. But
Right.
you have to know how to do it strategically. A lot of women don't even know how to flirt because women think they're just supposed to sit there and do this and stick the thing out and they good. No. If you
No,
want
there's a
no,
whole art to flirting.
no. If you want an intellectual gentleman, if you want to test their intellect, you have to give them mentally stimulating stuff that they can say creatively and in a flirtatious way. They should be able to flip it back towards you so that they are now giving you a synchronicity of conversation. So now you're
Right.
having this happen.
Yeah.
You got this going on. That's not
Yeah.
what's happening here, though. What a lot of women do is they sit there, then they wonder why the guy's saying, what are you doing? That's because he don't know shit about you to ask you anything interesting.
Mhm.
Like, even in
But
this conversation we had here,
mhm.
one of the things you should also mention, unless you're doing something that's, FBI, I would say you should always mention your profession,
Why?
because your profession to a man tells them what kind of woman that they're dealing with. There's a lot you can
Mm,
read off of a person's profession. No real man, no gentleman gives a shit about what you're making financially. We are asking you for that. We're
mhm,
asking you because we want to know where this is at, what your experiences have been, what your life is like, and
mhm.
also if what you do excuse me, melds with what we do. Because
Right.
sometimes if you got two people that do things that are too conflicting, that in itself could tell us, I mean, she might look good, but she ain't never gonna have no time to be bothered with us. So I don't know how much I want to invest into her.
Well, going back to what you were saying before about the whole how the girl, the woman, and the lady. The same thing goes for men. Like the guys doing they're coming off too strong, too desperate. You know, what are you trying to sell me? That's what I find a lot with men. They're in, they're not. Some of them are still in boy mode, grown boy mode or whatever,
A lot of them
and
are. Go ahead.
then there's some that are men. But the ones that are men are in the same predicament as the woman you were describing, who was like, I got all this. Why don't you want me? Why ain't you paying attention to me? It's the same way with men too, because I feel like we're in a society where a lot of men feel like they need to impress women with what they do and what they earn and what they buy, because we're a very materialistic society. So it's like if he's showing you, I drive this, I wear this, I buy this, whatever, then he feels like, well, that's the qualifications for you wanting to be with him, because that's what society says he's supposed to do.
Hmm.
And for me, that it's like a complete turn off. I can't deal with a guy who's trying to impress me with that stuff, because I'm not materialistic. Yeah,
Hmm.
I understand we need money in this society to live and to experience life the way we want to. I understand that. But it's not what motivates me, and it definitely isn't what would make me want to be with a man, whether
Hmm.
how much he earns and stuff. Because I've met people and talked to guys that were in the entertainment business, in professional athletics, and I didn't date them because of their personalities and characteristics. Versus, yeah, I could have been like on the Real Housewives of whatever city years, decades ago, but it wasn't. That's not my
I'm laughing
motivation.
because I know exactly why you didn't, but go ahead.
You know why? You know why?
Hmm.
I mean, outside
I've
of
been
the
in those
fact that,
circles too, so I know.
yeah, outside of the fact like I've been around my because of what my dad used to do when I was younger. I've been around musicians all my life. I've been
Mm.
around professional athletes or college athletes, because I worked for the athletic department in college the whole time I was in college and undergrad. So I've been around athletes and entertainers all my life, pretty much. I'm not impressed. So it's like I have to be impressed with you as a person. What you do for a living and how much you earn is not. I'm not the kind of girl that's going to be attracted to just that.
Oh no. What I'm talking about when I mention these things as far as what you do, whatever, these are
Hmm.
conversational pieces as you're talking to somebody. It's like, for example, I'm sitting here, I introduce
Hmm.
myself to you. I say, hello, my name is Max. You say your
Hmm.
name's Nita, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. We're having a conversation. I fast forward some of the BS. So I'll be like, so what do you do for a living? And then you'll say, I do such and such and such. I'll be like, oh, word? Okay, that's what's up. I do such and such and such. Or maybe you'll ask me, and I'll be like, okay, and then after that, we just move on. Or there might be something funny we might share in common from our working experiences, which now
Hmm.
establishes another common ground for us to be able to talk on to become more familiar and more comfortable. These is
Right.
how you break the walls down.
Hmm.
You can't feel guarded about your things that you do because what you do is a part of your life.
Hmm.
We spend more time at work than we do anywhere else.
1/3 of the day, pretty much.
we spend more than 1/3 of our day. Most of us spend more than one, especially if you live in one of these expensive ass fucking states like New York. You're spending more
Or
than 1/3
Texas,
of your day.
or all of them right now.
Oh yeah, like I said, trust me, you're spending more than 1/3 of your day working. So my point of saying that is, it is relevant. It's always
To
relevant.
an extent. To an extent,
No,
yes.
it's relevant to the extent of it gives you an idea socially of that person. I
Mm-hmm.
will say something as an observation
Mm-hmm.
is that you are definitely very guarded and you're very careful as to what you say. Sometimes your caution can be projected as you putting up walls,
Mm-hmm.
which if a man is trying to socially, because we know when we come to you, you're probably going to have walls up initially.
Mm-hmm.
But if you give off that kind of energy, that can also make you feel like, will make the man feel like he's not getting anywhere at all, which can kind of discourage him, which can also affect y'all future progress. You have to realize, and the reason why I'm talking about you, because the man, whoever he may end up being, is not here. So this is about you.
Right, of
Because
course.
the success of your dating and love life really starts with you. Because
Yeah.
women hold the key to the first steps of progress in a relationship. We approach y'all, not overly approaching, oh my God, let me send you a dick pic and do all this other stupid shit. No, we're not talking about that.
Please don't. Yeah.
We talking about as a man, he comes up to you nicely, like a gentleman would, like how you would like to be approached. And he
Right.
says what he needs to say. And after he says that, he's like, okay. You think to yourself, I think I'll see what's up with him. So then you get comfortable and you'll be like, okay, and then you'll start throwing the little walls up because he might ask you a question that you might find a little triggering. And not because of him, but maybe because of somebody else. Because we
Mm-hmm.
all have residual issues from past
Mm-hmm.
relationships that make us react. And a lot of times it's involuntary. It's probably not your fault. It's literally
Mm-hmm.
just a natural reaction. It's kind of like if somebody pricks you with a pin, you're going to react and say, ouch. So the next time you see a pin coming near you, you're going to move
You're
out of
gonna.
the way before that pin comes because you're saying ouch. And
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to get pricked by the pin. You don't like it.
Right, of course.
But the thing is, that's something that you have to identify so you don't project that. Because you could have a legitimate suitor in front of you. And that could be off-putting. And like I said, remember, you're all about vibes. If you throw his
Right.
vibe off, now the projection that he's giving to you is thrown off. Now
Mm-hmm.
it throws off the synchronicity and you're not getting where you need to go.
Yeah.
Because
But
when I
you
see,
know what?
go
One of
ahead,
your
say something.
one of what whoever's
Oh no, I'm gonna
comment.
get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Don't worry about that.
This is
I,
true.
no, I read very fast, so I kind of read that as it
Uh-huh.
was coming up, and I got something to say for the parts that I disagree about, but we'll get to that in a minute. Like I said, I read that very fast. I told you I multitask all the time, so I'm doing all of that while I'm talking to
I
you.
got
But
you.
like I said, you have to first, because I have a hard time believing when I see women say, "Oh, ain't no men out here, ain't no men out here." I'll be like, "Are you sure that you're really paying attention?"
I'm not one to say that because I know everybody wants to throw this numbers things up. There's more men than women, blah blah blah, whatever,
More
whatever.
more women
I'm
than
not.
men.
Well, that's what I meant. But I mean, I'm not one to say that. There are guys out there. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that all of them will be the kind of person I want to be with. And that wouldn't be, I mean, it wouldn't matter if there was 50-50. Like if the numbers are absolutely even of number of available men, number of available women. You still have to go through all that availability because not everybody, if you use discernment, not everybody you're going to want to be with just because they're available.
Yeah. as you shouldn't be. Okay, let's address this little comment real quick. So, Jamie, I appreciate you contributing. So she says, I feel, because I don't care if people agree with me or not. I just like people to contribute to the conversation because this conversation is very important. I could see why she's saying what she's saying based on what the parts of what she said. She might have took it a little bit out of context, but I'm going to show her how what I said works. Well, let me read this real quick. I feel like you consistently talk about girls and calling them women. Most times you're referring to things young girls do. Like I don't know any woman sitting around and putting their body out on a platter as a form of flirting. Okay.
I do.
As for what Nita is speaking of now, I've known incredibly rich, successful, famous men, and it doesn't impress me at all. And I'm glad that you're a down-to-earth woman, Jamie. And it doesn't impress me at all. Money don't buy you personality. No one's finances are anybody else's business. And that's true. And then let's continue this. And then that wall line is bullshit. Everyone in the world does this. Yes. But the key thing is, if you want somebody in your social space, you can't keep throwing walls in front of them.
But you got to figure out if you got to get past the point that you actually figure out if you want them in your space. Until that happens, there's gonna be that divider.
No, but there has to be. No, but here's the joke: is you can't get through anything or make any progress if you don't stick your head out and take a risk and at least see what's over there. If you stay hiding behind your wall, you're never going to get anywhere. That's why people don't progress. Most of the things that we have done as a civilization have been advancements for us. It's growth of somebody breaking outside their shell and doing something different, and that's how they were successful. Even the relationship I'm in now, I did something different, and that's why I'm sitting up here happy and content, because I stepped out of what I normally would do. People that see my old videos damn sure know this ain't really what I would have expected myself to do, but here I am. Because out of growth comes success. You can't be successful and not take any risk and not be willing to try to open that wall up a little bit. Nobody's saying to drop it down and be stupid.
Right.
Now, to address this other point, I am constantly talking about stuff young girls do. Let me give you a secret as a person that I'm 41 years old going on 42 in a month. Let me tell you something. A lot of women are still young girls on the inside. A lot of them, I've had dates. What? Hold on, let me just tell them this. And then
go ahead. Yeah, I'm going
to
co-sign what you just said, and I'm a woman, so
I'm going to speak on this. I've had dates. Now, my mother raised me right. I've always been a perfect gentleman, whether it was somebody I was just having a fling with, or if it was somebody I was taking out with the prospect of a relationship, whatever. I treat all women, even women I'm not have any interest in. I've had women that have worked for me, doing different things. I treat all of them like ladies. But I've had women do things that only young girls would do. For example, perfect date, everything goes well, because their head is still in 5 different places. All of a sudden, they just start flaking off on you. Then they want to pull up later and try to act like, oh, you're just supposed to welcome them with open arms now. I've had that game played on me as a grown-ass man to women that were in our age bracket, the age of women. They were too old to be called girls. They were definitely women, and they were doing this shit. That happens all the time. It's not something that happens some of the time. This is an all the time thing. And this is why a lot of us men, because I'm going to tell you something. When you see a lot of men, women are accepting it. If women stop accepting this in a broad scope, a lot of men will stop doing it, because men are not going to do stuff that doesn't work. But they will do it if they feel like they can get away with it.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, Nita, because I know you got something searing there. What was that thing you were going to say? Because I want the woman's perspective on this. real fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause
What? Well, I can't see the people's names because I'm not logged in, I guess, to Facebook because I can only see Facebook users. So I don't know who said what. But the comment
it's
about,
Jamie that said that.
okay, not knowing any women sitting around putting their body on a platter as a form of flirting.
You
I'm like, really? Like, I
could,
mean, that's a constant thing on in
we have
social
a
media
beauty
for one.
industry that's based on that, don't we?
Whole beauty industry. But not just that. I personally know somebody that I used to be associates, friends with, but I'm no longer friends with her, who's almost 40. That is her thing. Like like she constantly puts her body on display, and that's her form of flirting, to the extent that she will be in a setting where, okay, past experience was in a setting where it was a guy friend of mine and his cousin and another friend were over his house. His daughters, teenage daughters, my daughter, she comes out of the room with this little romper on, her butt cheeks hanging out the bottom, chest out the top. She's walking around the room. He's looking at me like, what the fuck is she walking around like that? I mean, these grown men that she doesn't know, and she didn't even know him. She's walking around the house like this, and he's looking at me like, "What's up with your girl?" And I'm like, "I can't dress her. I mean, she's 30, she's freaking 38 years old now, you know." But I'm like, I can't dress her. She's grown, you know. So he asked me, he's like, he told her, he's like, "Don't you want to go put something on?" She goes, "Why is it I gotta go put something on?" He's like, "I feel like men are always sexualized." But I'm like, I'm looking at her like, um.
Huh?
You can't complain about feeling sexualized that you have to do XYZ when you are literally doing that. And this is what I mean. It's like, yes, and she does that. She puts her body on display, and then she's loud when she does talk. So she wants to make sure she's getting the attention on her.
Mm-hmm.
And so and everything is about, coming across like this, but and I'm like, and she's a grown woman. Like I said, she's 38 now. So that's not true that women put themselves on, they don't put themselves on display as a form of flirting, because I've seen it happen way too much.
I actually
Way
just
too much.
told you to do it when you go to a bar to go have your drink by yourself, but not put yourself on display like everything out and whatever. You dress in something nice, a nice little dress, something that flatters you, of course. Because I mean, if you don't want to go outside and not look like somebody love you, that's
Like I
your
have no
choice.
friends, right?
Like you have no friends, no nothing. Because some people, they don't love their girlfriends or whatever. And I'm talking about dudes. Because some of these dudes let their chicks come outside, and I'd be like, if I saw her going outside like that, I'd be like, can you go back in the house? Like, what are you doing? That don't work. Mm-mm. Because, and I mean, that goes for anything, because when you have somebody, just to get into the deeper half of that, you represent
Mm-hmm.
each other. So now, if people know y'all to be together and they see this one over here looking like a damn crackhead in the street, somebody might have a little concern and be like, yo, what's up with your man? He out there looking crazy. Then you could call him and be like, yo, are you okay? Because he could be sick or have an issue. You understand? But that shouldn't, but some people just come outside looking crazy on the regular. Like I always say, I frown upon the whole bonnet thing. I think bonnets are meant for the
For
house,
the sleep. Like,
or maybe if you're doing the laundry, okay. But let me tell you a little secret, ladies. Laundromats. Actually, my girl gave me one that I didn't think of, but is actually true too. You really want to find an interesting man, go to Home Depot. I know I love Home Depot. A lot of us men that like to
I love Home
use.
Depot.
No, but my
Not for
point
looking for
is,
men, but I like that. I like Home Depot.
no, because the thing is, a lot of men in there, number one, they got to be employed to some extent because they in there. So at least you already know, ding, because nobody wants somebody that's not doing something. It doesn't matter if you're freaking, what you call it, cleaning toilets. At least you're doing something. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? Because everybody
Yeah.
can't be the CEO of the company. Somebody has to clean the toilet. But that doesn't mean they don't deserve love. They're still working hard and doing whatever every day.
Right.
My point is that you should at least look halfway decent when you come out of your house. Some of y'all look like y'all don't love yourselves when y'all come outside. And it's crazy. Yeah. And I don't care if you're like, if you got a man, I would be mad as hell at you if I'm your man and you going outside looking like who done it and why.
Crazy.
Now, I get it. You throw on some sweats. You know, you just brush your hair real quick and run outside because you're just doing some shopping or whatever. That's fine. You go to the supermarket, whatever. But you should still look presentable. Some of y'all look like y'all just roll out of bed, don't even wash your ass or brush your teeth or do anything. And you just decide to come on outside. You got them stupid, ugly little fluffy fur slippers on and a bonnet on your head and God knows what. And it's just like, why? You understand what I'm saying? Because that is not appealing.
You're right.
So that's something that I find is a major issue.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times women don't realize that certain things are not like going to happen when you expect it. It's not going to be something that, oh, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to meet a man and he's going to be really dope. And that's going to happen today. Yes. The power of manifestation, I guess, is a thing to a certain extent.
It's a thing.
No. That is also something where you have to put forth an effort and say, hey, please look like something. So
yeah, I mean, I think it's about self-pride. Like, I mean, not pride in the sense of, overly prideful, but I mean, just like you care that you look presentable. Not, I mean, for yourself, not saying you have to present something you're not for the world, but you should care about, how you present yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm older than you. I'm quite a bit older than you. So, I know, there's a lot of people I know my age that you can tell that they haven't taken care of themselves in any way. And I'm not saying you got to look perfect, body perfect. I ain't talking about that. I'm just talking about taking care.
Ain't none of us perfect, so
internally and externally,
Yeah. Okay. Now, see, this one is like places to seek a man. What does it say? Home Depot, Lowe's, Target, and most grocery stores.
And farmers market.
And farmers markets, too. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Because, that's very true, too. I wish I could see who said it, but I don't see it anywhere. It just popped up from somewhere.
Yeah, I can't see any names anyway.
Yeah, this thing is wacky sometimes or whatever. But anyway, I suspect that that's coming from one of the third-party things. But anyway, the point is that those are all great places. And again, it's always, oh, damn, Sabrina, is you again? Thank you. I don't know why it's not showing, but the chat's not scrolling. And that's another issue with Facebook, is that I literally have 3 devices open. I'm running like 4 different chats at the same time looking at them. And it's not showing on any of them. Which is why I use a third-party app to stream and I don't do it live through Facebook because it's shit. I'd rather pay for this and it actually do what I need it to do. Right, but anyway, thank you, Sabrina, because those are very brilliant ideas. She's another one who's also been married, has the experience. She's around our age too. Yes, that's my co-host.
Okay.
She's over there hiding.
Oh, the Libra.
Yes. I know how you identified the Libra.
Yeah, because she was on this side and me and you were on this side trying to get our 1,000 points across, and that cracked me up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So you know how that goes. But
Yeah, yeah,
like I said, oh, and one other thing before we do slide off, we've been on this thing for like an hour now. Um,
yeah, yeah, something like that.
so one thing I wanted to, because we didn't get to a couple of things, and I want to get to these things. I will
Mhm.
tell y'all, typically when I do sessions, they're hour-long sessions. Some of the conversation, the reason why this is running over is because we're talking to y'all as we're talking to each other. We're addressing things that other people are saying, but typically in a personal session, it would just be us talking just like this, except there won't be anybody throwing in their 2 cents.
Right.
Even though your 2 cents that y'all thrown in has actually been helpful, so it's appreciated. But the one-on-one thing is a thing. But like I said, I want y'all to get an idea of exactly how this works, because it really is more about conversation. And me and her do
Yeah.
not agree on everything, trust me, because there was some stuff that we
Look,
spoke
we
on the
didn't look. We
phone.
didn't already had an hour-long conversation, and there was some disagreements.
There was, but some of that stuff isn't even on this topic because this ain't about that. This is
Mhm.
about you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, when you have yourself, like right now, you're open to dating, right?
Mhm.
Possibly having a long-term relationship. You're a monogamous person. You're
Yep.
not a poly person or anything like that.
Not at all.
So that being said, what do you think you could do better personally? If you look in that
Mhm.
mirror and said, there might be something I'm doing wrong too. What is that thing I feel I'm doing wrong that I could maybe do better that would bring more of a quality individual into my presence and to stay into my presence? What would you say that is?
I think I'm not good at putting myself out there, and I mean out there, like because I'm a homebody, honestly. I work
And
from
that's fine.
home. I've been working from home for like over 10 years. I work from home. I've gone to grad school from home, so I'm I'm a homebody. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not out there like when I was in my 20s and early 30s. Going to bars and clubs is not my scene anymore. So that's not going to be an avenue that I'm going to meet somebody because it's not my thing, you know. Um,
You could go
so
to a
I think
lounge though. Go to a lounge, have a nice little
yeah,
drink and a
occasionally.
meal.
I don't know that I'd want to go by myself. And I honestly
You
here
have
I haven't
friends?
met. mm,
Let me tell you something. You know
I
how
have
you meet people?
associates, a couple
I'm
of
I'm a I'm gonna
associates.
give you a little tip. You know how many events I see going on, and me and you are one of the same groups together.
Hmm.
I know for a fact they're having a Texas group event coming up.
I saw it. Yeah.
Are you going? Yes.
I,
Yes. Say yes. Say yes. I'm nope. Say yes.
I might.
No, not
Can
I
I say
might.
might? I
Nope.
don't even know when it is. I gotta figure out when it is.
It's right there. They posted on
I
the
know
damn time.
when. I know, but it doesn't stick in my memory. I gotta go check it out. I'll see.
You have a
Maybe.
calendar. 100% you have a calendar.
But you did call me Miss. I'm busy all day, every day. So there's
Hey,
that.
listen, I'm busy all day, every day too. And I know about the event, and I don't even live down there.
So
So,
I'll look.
and I work with my hands. I'm not on a computer. My hands be busy all day, and I still saw it. I know you got time to scroll because I seen you on my lives, and I seen you on Facebook goofing off and doing whatever else. Cause you're a joker. You
Look,
like to joke around, so you'll goof off. That's
I
fine.
do. I do.
But my whole thing is, you have to put yourself out there.
Yeah. I don't like people that much, but I'll try.
If you don't like people that much, then you don't want no people. Agreed. Keisha said
Look.
outdoor events are great too. I see that over here. I'm seeing different. things. I don't, Sabrina, for some reason, your comments are not showing up in the chat on my tablet, but I see them over here. It's very strange because it's not like they're coming from YouTube, because I can look at the YouTube and see that there's no comment from that one. Most of the time people be on YouTube, they just be watching. There's people watching from YouTube, but I don't see any
So her
comment.
chats are they going to StreamYard? Her chats are in StreamYard or no?
No, she's not. She'd have to be in the studio for that to happen.
Oh,
So
okay, gotcha.
for some reason it's showing up in one place, not the other, but I know it's probably Sabrina saying it. But I could tell by the inflection. Even on no, because she said you need to get out there, even if you go to a bar in Olive Garden, go alone, so that you have the advantage of getting what you want and don't be afraid to approach what you like. She's a little bit more aggressive than you probably are. So, but I don't know. Maybe you get a little lick in your system, you might turn on. Because I feel like any woman is capable of anything if they get the right man around them. I think a lot of times, and there's something that, and I want to credit, there was a lady in the group that said something that's very true based on one of the posts that I said, I can't remember her name, but she said a lot of times, men, we set the tone for how the women act. Like as far as women reflect the energy that we're projecting off. So if we're giving them a certain kind of energy where they're really comfortable and can be themselves, they'll even show a little bit of aggression or whatever, something that they normally might not do.
You're right.
Will definitely happen. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what they said, but that's a translation of what they said.
Yeah, it's
and
that
I
energy.
Definitely credit them with that, because that's very true. Is that us as men, we set a tone as far as when it comes to that initial thing. Women have to be guarded because they have something that they know 1,000 different men want to climb up on. So they can't just walk around all free willy-nilly and let everybody up in their space, because this man might try and do something you don't like. And if he's stronger than you, which he probably is, he really can take what he wants. And it'll be hard pressed. You'd be lucky if anybody even tries to help you. So my whole point is, oh shit, excuse me, hit my table. That being said, my point is that you have to, as men, make the ladies feel a little comfortable.
I think what most guys don't realize is this. We have to, in order for this men and women thing to work, we have to open up to you, both literally and figuratively. So if we can't trust what we're opening up to, it's not going to work.
Very true. Oh, look at my cousin's on here. What's up, cuz? No, he does say, he's saying, he's agreeing, like, you really got to put yourself out there. Everybody's saying that. So, Nita, are you going to the event? It's right there, not far from you either.
I'm going to look it up and see when it is, because I don't know about, I don't have any details.
You know what they say.
And I will
when somebody wants something, they get it. You don't really want you don't want a relationship.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
But I don't want a relationship with just anybody. Like, I don't want a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship.
Let me stop you for a second.
Period.
Let me stop you for a second.
What?
Nobody wants a relationship with just anybody. That's nonsense.
No, some people do. They just want to be with someone.
No, trust me. Even the people that think that they just want anything, they don't just want anything. Nobody wants just anything. Nobody. You saw that, right? The Get Out There challenge. Hilarious.
Who's that at?
Nobody wants just anything. We all have a desire for a specific kind of person. Even when we don't know what that person is, we still know we have a desire for a specific person.
It's for me, it's a connection.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. You don't want it. Because if you really wanted it, you would, just like if your girlfriends hit you, a girl, what's up? Yo, such and such and such going on. Oh, that red and white event's going on. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, cool. I've been waiting for that. Yo, I'm out there. I'm going. I'm going. I might have to move some stuff around, but I'm gonna get out there. Hashtag the get out there challenge. Thank you.
Sabrina said that, didn't she?
And here's the thing:
Hmm.
if you really wanted to get out there, you would stop hitting me with these excuses. And you go out there.
I said
The
I was
problem
gonna look and
is,
see.
no,
Huh?
the problem is you're naturally guarded, like you said. I said the guard thing before. I wasn't going to call all your homebody and everything else up. The problem is you've done a lot of things in your life that have made you comfortable with your isolation. So you love your privacy and your space.
I do.
But the
I do.
thing is, you can't hug yourself, lay with yourself. I mean, you can do certain things with yourself, I guess. But the thing is that it's not the same as having a person to share all of that with.
Right.
And
I
if
get it.
you truly desire that, if this is what you want, you got to get your ass up out there and go get it.
Right.
I would say in some cases, when I've sat down with people like this, the problem is that it's a lot of stuff in their head. A lot of stuff in their head. With you, it's not a lot of stuff. It's just two specific things. Number one, you're not a big fan of people because you're kind of an introvert. You like your personal space. But you got to realize, sitting online like this, there's a lot of goofballs on this internet thing. There's a lot of goofballs in the street too. But the thing is, you miss all of the shots that you don't take.
Right.
If you don't take the shot, you have no chance of winning, no chance of hitting it. You have to get out there and make yourself visible. Your special someone is sitting there right now. Could have even pulled up on this. A lot of people have viewed this today. Could have even pulled up on this for a time. And they're looking like, damn, the hell's wrong with her? I'd love to meet her. Your special someone that gets you is sitting there somewhere because, and pardon me for the God talk, but you know, I believe in God, but I feel like God gives us a few matches in our life. The average person probably gets maybe 2 or 3 matches in their life. But this planet has 7 billion plus people. So your match might not be in Texas. They could be. But here's the thing.
How do you mean a match that's not in the state on the internet?
Listen. The point is the only way you're going to find out where they are. Oh, you're freezing. Oh, you're good now. The only way you're going to find out where they are is you have to make yourself as available as possible when you can, because you are busy. You have things to do. We all do. It's called being an adult. But we make time for the things we want to make time for. Because if you had a relationship right now, as busy as you are, you wouldn't be sitting here talking to me. You'd be snuggled up under them right now. So it can be done, but you have to want it.
Right.
I can sit up here and talk to you till I'm blue in the face, but until you're ready to stop bullshitting yourself, because you ain't, listen, I'm good. But for you, if you want what you say you want, because you're not a serial dater, you're not a casual sex partner type person, none of that stuff. If you want what you want, you have to make yourself as available as possible, or you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to lose. You have to understand that everything you've done to this point, I know you're going to hate this word, I said this to you the other day, but everything you've done up until this point has been a failure. Yes.
I knew it was coming.
All you've done is fail your entire dating life.
Right.
But the thing is, That's all we do until you find your happily ever after. It's all failures. We're all a bunch of failures out here
Right. Hey,
until
Denzel
we
said,
get our success.
fail forward, right? Just keep failing forward.
That's the point, is
That's
you
what
keep
I'm
on
doing.
moving. It's kind of like, I remember, I think it was Tyson that said this. It's like everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth.
That sounds
You
like something
understand what I'm
Tyson would say.
saying?
Yeah.
Once you get hit, matter of fact, no, it wasn't Tyson. That was Rocky that said that shit.
Oh, okay.
Once you get hit, it's about what you do after you get hit that defines the characteristics of who you are. That's called perseverance.
Perseverance, yeah.
If you want to be successful, you have to persevere and work through the challenges. Mm-hmm. Any challenges that you're meeting now are simply stepping stones to help you grow into the person you're meant to be and to make you ready for the partner that you're meant to have.
Right.
Because you might not be where you need to be. The reason why I was finally able to find something that made me do a total 180 on the kind of relationship way I go about things was because I did enough building on myself to where I was ready to receive what I received when I received it.
Right.
You have to make sure that you're ready. But remember how you said you like somebody that's always learning? Mm-hmm. You have to practice what you preach.
I do.
No. Because if you are, then you would not go out there and see. Because that's
that
a part
mean
of,
I'm not constantly learning.
No. That does mean you're not constantly learning. Because learning means taking in information from every possible conveyance that's available to you. You're not using all of your conveyances because you are not going outside. You know how much information, how much learning you do just being outside, taking things in? Yeah. If you ain't out there, guess what? You're cheating yourself. And I know you don't like cheating. We've had that conversation.
We've had that conversation.
You don't like cheating.
No.
But you're doing it to yourself. That's the number one betrayal.
Different context, but okay.
No. You're cheating yourself out of your potential happily ever after. There's no bigger deal than that.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's up to you to want it.
Yeah, you're right.
I say, I don't give a fuck what your schedule is. I'm pretty certain, because don't make me go in that group and start tagging you constantly. You know I'll do it. You know I'll do it.
Yeah, you would. That's messed up, though. I'm just saying.
Go. There's a lot of nice looking guys, and I mean, I'm a heterosexual man, but I can still admit there's a lot of decent looking guys in that group that are also significantly taller than you that would be nice matches for you. Some of them have decent careers. I know some of them.
No, see, you're talking about nice matches physically.
No, I'm not being matchmaker. I'm just trying to give you an example. There are quality men out here.
Right.
But if you don't put yourself in a position to be seen, then guess what? Don't nobody see you. All they see is a picture on Facebook.
Right.
And a lot of us men that have shit to do, we ain't got time to look through pictures on Facebook.
I know.
I
don't either. Shoot.
I met my lady from Facebook. It took me till I think after our date, right before we was gonna go out. That's when I really looked at her page. Before that, I only had seen one picture. Because we're busy. We have things to do. So we're not sitting up there, let me scroll through her pictures from 2019. No. We might look at one picture, okay, she looked decent. Let me see what she's about. Because men that are used to women that are attractive ain't moved by that shit.
Exactly. I feel
we looking at it like, okay, you look nice, but what's wrong with you?
Or what you got going on, you know.
That's a part of what's wrong with you, because the first thing we're thinking is, okay, so what's your
damage? Wrong. It could be
no. That's how we're. No, I didn't say anything was wrong with you, but that's how we are thinking of it. We're looking at you like, okay, so what's your damage? You understand me?
Yeah, I get it, but it's kind of slanted to the negative. But yeah, I get it.
No, that's how we're looking at it when we first meet you. I'm just telling you the truth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's nothing against you. That's
Mhm.
how we look at any woman we meet that looks like they should have somebody. Why don't they? We're not going to look at you and say automatically something is definitely wrong with you, but we're definitely going to evaluate you
Mhm.
and ask questions to see if there's anything wrong, because nothing might be wrong with you at all. You might just happen to be single. It
Just
happens.
single. Just single.
No, but my point is there are many times where there is a reason why that person is single, and you find out rather quickly on many cases. Trust me, I've dodged a few bullets.
Me too. Trust me. It goes that
So,
way with men too.
oh,
Trust
I
me.
know. Trust me, I know it goes on both sides. But you understand my point.
I do. I do.
But the fact of the matter is, getting back to, so let's not get sidetracked. You need to be moving to go to that event. It's a social
Okay.
mixer where
Mhm.
even if you go alone, you're not really alone because everybody's going alone for the most part just to
Right.
meet each other. So that's why it's called a
Right.
meet and greet.
I see
You
somebody asked
have,
about me having a ring on my finger.
oh no, I saw that a while ago, but I didn't pay that no mind because I figured it was just a ring to wear for ring purposes.
It's my birthstone. I bought it for myself 2 years ago. It didn't fit on this finger, so I put it on this hand. There you go.
Yeah,
I bought it
but
for
here,
this hand, but it didn't fit.
yeah, but the joke of it all is that the title of this video was talking to a single black, well, I didn't say black, I said talk to a single female about
Yeah.
dating, whatever. That's in the description. So she ain't married, trust me. If she was, this would be a different conversation.
A whole different conversation.
Oh, trust me, I've had those conversations too, trust me. I can tell
I'm
you some
sure you have.
stories.
I'm
But
sure you have.
anyway, oh no, I definitely have. There's some people I really don't know. But anyway,
Yes.
so can we make this event, please? Don't try. You know what trying is to me? And I
Mm.
teach my son this. I said,
Right.
when you say you're going to try to do something, that means you're already expecting to fail before you
Mhm.
even made an attempt at it. Either you're going to do it
Mhm.
or you're not going to do it.
Can I see when it is? Because I do have things coming up, so I need to see if I can
Uh-huh.
actually go. So I'll
Uh-huh.
see when it is. And if I
Uh-huh.
can go because I don't have something, I'll go.
Oh no. You'll make it.
Whatever, Max.
You'll make it. All that homebody time, you don't go out like that anyway. What you really got to do at the hours of at party hours.
Party, not party. Yeah, wearing
Oh,
a
they're
ring has never
saying
stopped a man from talking.
what
Put
they're
it that
saying
way.
is seeing the ring on your finger can be a bit discouraging because they're assuming that you're married, even though that doesn't even look like a wedding ring. It looks like a
It's a
ring worn for
pearl.
design. But
Yeah, it's a
men are
pearl.
stupid. See, me, I have a good eye for stuff like that, but you got to realize men in general are stupid. So, and then, well, not even that. Me, I'm really perceptive. So even though I saw the ring, I knew it didn't look like a wedding ring at all. But
It's a
a
pearl.
man that's
My birthstone.
glancing could look at that and say, hmm, I could see how that mistake can be made.
Hmm.
So it's something to consider. Because I'm not even seeing names anymore in these chats. Facebook is totally tweaking today. Because normally when people comment, I could see it
Yeah.
so I can identify people who's saying what, but I can't even
Right.
say it because of that. But we still appreciate y'all comments. You keep it going. We're almost done here anyway. Um, so yeah, one of the most important things beyond anything else, you need to go outside,
Outside.
outside, out there. I'm gonna be out there in a little minute. You gotta get out there.
Yeah.
I'm not even going out there for that, but I am going outside because I got business to take care of.
Well, yeah. I do that. If I got things to do, business to take care of, I go
No,
outside.
but you need to get out and be social.
Oh, that.
Jermaine, don't worry if you missed it. It's gonna be on the YouTube page. I don't know if Sabrina's still looking, but if she is, she could be a dare and post a link. I'm gonna post a link to the page where this video will be. See, this isn't too hard though, because I'm just here to tell the truth. Now, if you came up here telling me some ignorant shit, I would have tore you apart.
I know.
You
Look,
understand what I'm
I didn't
saying?
already peeped your style, so I was plus I'm just not I'm just a
I
realist,
mean,
you
I'm
know.
gonna give you
I'm
this.
gonna be me,
No,
period.
but look at you. Give yourself props for something because you already
What?
underestimate yourself. Because for all of your shyness and
Yeah,
introvertedness, you
yeah.
had the boldness to get up on a podcast that can be seen all over the world.
Why you gotta tell me that?
And you kept it real. And honestly, in your case, I could see what your flaws are. Your main flaws are that you just don't come out enough to make yourself available.
Hmm.
You need to make yourself available. Period.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's your key. If you make yourself more available, I promise you're going to get what you want. You're definitely going to have to break a couple of bad eggs to get to it, but
Always.
you will get what you want.
Yeah.
But no more of this bullshit, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously, because me and you have communication. So I will be looking to expect to see. I want to see some happy posts. I love seeing, and I mean, I love all people of all colors and races, but knowing the history of what my people have went through and all the things systematically that have been put
Hmm.
in place
Hmm.
to suppress us from being together,
Right.
I love when I see us building because yes, I can be successful by myself, but it damn sure you don't understand how secure I feel because I know I got somebody that legit has my back.
Right. Yeah.
When you
That's
have that,
significant. It
when
is.
you have that, and the only reason you out here creeping, and this is for the guys, because I get it, because there's a whole lot of temptation floating in these streets. When you have somebody that legit has your back, just think about how if you are holding somebody down to that level, you got their back to that level that if they fall, they're there to catch you. Even if they can't hold your weight, which trust me, I'm heavy as shit. She couldn't catch me if she tried. But it wouldn't stop her from trying because that's called a person has your back. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
when you have that and you go out there and you decide just because this one's throwing a little hee just to bust that little squeeze off real quick, it's so not worth it. Just like that video I put up in the group. You say you think I'm gonna uproot my whole life, take all these things apart, all the stuff that I work hard to establish and all this other stuff, getting comfortable, allowing this person into personal spaces that nobody else is in, and then I'm gonna twist all of that around just to get a quick little squeeze off? Man, get some lotion and fantasize about that shit by yourself and call it a day. Jesus.
Yeah.
You'll
It's
probably
like,
get the same release that you would have gotten with them. And honestly, a lot of times the wrapping looks a lot better than the cream filling, if you get what I'm saying.
true. But like that goes back to what we're saying about value and quality. Like if you don't value what you have and being and all that,
Yeah,
having somebody around that I mean, if you don't put as much value on that as you do on someone's appearance, you
right.
know, just because somebody looks good doesn't mean it is good. Everything
Very
you
true.
can do doesn't mean you should do. And that's
Yep.
when you get to the status of being mature. It's like when you can use that discernment and saying, yeah, I could do this, but should I? is it worth it? Will
Very
it
true.
add value or will it
Yep.
subtract?
Ladies and
And that's what it
gentlemen,
comes down to.
you've heard this from Nita. Maybe we'll come back up here, do another thing. I would like you to be up here also. I would like to do a panel, and I'm going to invite another gentleman.
Hmm.
I would like when Sabrina's feeling a little better because she's been a little under the weather lately.
Hmm.
Even though she still tries to come up on here and help, which I appreciate because I know how she's feeling right now.
Yeah.
But the little firecracker never really stops. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, um, and we can have a panel and really like hash these things out because
Right.
these are subjects that really need to be discussed.
Right.
These are
Yeah.
things, and I expect to see some progress because you're going to make that event.
Okay.
All right, because like I said,
I
matter of
said
fact,
okay.
I know the admins of that group. I'll go holler at them, be like, yeah, she said she was coming, but she's shy, so you might have to give her a little nudge. But anyway, I want y'all,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, to see. This is pretty much how the session goes. For any of y'all that expected me to be like a certain someone who is no longer with us, if you act up, I will damn sure clap you up. You understand what I'm saying? Or if you come on here with ignorance, I can tear you apart, and I ain't got to say one curse word to do it because I've read the entire dictionary and have enough of a massment of words to break somebody down to 1,000 pieces without ever saying one disrespectful thing to them.
Right. Right.
But the thing is, this ain't that. I'm here to build the women up because the women are our foundation as men. We can't build them up by kicking them down. When I'm talking about women and bringing up subjects about women, I'm doing that because a lot of women don't look in the mirror and realize who they really are. They don't know themselves. Nita still has things about herself she don't really know.
Yeah. And then
She
as a
might
woman,
recognize
I
it.
see what you're
Yes,
saying in other women. So
yes,
I'm not going to sit here and say that we don't do this because I see it and I'm a woman.
exactly. And see, that's the major thing. It's just recognizing us men have flaws too. Lord knows we have a million flaws.
Yes, y'all
But
do. Yeah.
like I said, we have more flaws than y'all, to tell you the truth. But the thing
You're right.
is that what you have to learn to do is learn how to look and self-evaluate.
Right.
This is why consultations are important for the evaluative purposes, because all I am is a mirror to hold up in front of you, somebody who doesn't have a dog in your fight. I'm
Right.
not telling you nothing because I'm trying to get in there. I'm not telling you nothing because I'm trying to pander to all the women so the women can love me. Because I don't give a shit if people like me or love me. I just want you to take in the information I give you and make use of it to make your lives better.
Right. Right. Right.
That's what I feel like God brought me here to do, is to help people to make their lives better. But you have to be willing to take this game and make the most out of it when you're receiving it.
Right.
So whether you do it with me or somebody else, and I've even sat down, I had a counselor that I sat down with.
Yeah, I've
All of
done
us
that.
have done it.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it.
Mm-mm.
And you don't have to be on YouTube. I was doing this, and Nita was nice enough to come up on here. That's why it's free. Because don't get fucked up. My time ain't free. I've been doing this for over a decade. I have personal clientele that I've been doing this with. Nobody knows who anybody is because I don't tell nobody who anybody is. There's people that
Right.
probably have looked at this very podcast that I have talked to privately before. But
Hmm.
my point is that you have to understand, whether it be me or somebody else, having that mirror in front of you so you can reevaluate things, it will help you see things that you might not have seen before.
Yeah.
Look at perspectives you didn't have. And now you can come with a refreshed mind and get up and get out there and get what you deserve.
Yeah.
But
Because
only
I
if
think
you
of it as
believe you deserve that.
it's a sounding board to hear yourself in a different way.
Yes. But ladies and gentlemen, hour and 40 something minutes is God knows long enough. That's an hour. That's almost 2 hour session. I'm about to dig deep in his pockets in a second, boy. Y'all wait
Yeah,
till I
just send
start.
me a bill. Put it in the mail. Yeah,
Y'all
yeah.
just wait till I start turning on these super chats. Y'all gonna be like, oh shit. That's right. Because time is money and money is time. I live in New York City. You ain't got no time to play games out here. But anyway, I appreciate y'all time, Nita. Thank you for being on here today.
Thank you for having
And
me.
all right, have a good day, y'all. I'm out.
All right, thanks.
Peace.
Peace.